This is a very interesting topic. When it comes to fighting game streams, usually they don't perform really well unless they're tournaments. When you think about fighting games, the most watched streams are always tournament streams. After tournament streams, it's always, usually, fighting game streams that are offline streams or people playing with each other locally. After that, it's usually ranked streams. Unless the streamer is very big. Yeah, unless it's Max or Aris or something. Outside of that, we're just talking generally. And that's because ranked streams suck. Ranked streams are not entertaining usually. It's just the slog of them grinding, ranked, online, bad connections, frustrating netcode, that kind of stuff. It's just such a slog. Ranked streams are so frustrating. For the streamer, it's not that interesting all the time, right? That's why my stream usually has more viewers, is because I'm usually discussing tournaments or watching tournaments or looking at tournament brackets or talking about reviewing footage, or there's something else that's not just boring ranked grind. That's why it makes sense. Leffen is making $1 bajillion streaming Smash Ultimate, which is in his wheelhouse, right? He's having a great time. Dude has he had 8,000 subs or something, right? Spare some for the needy. Yeah, I also have a unique stream in that there's no other stream really like it for fighting games, right? I think that's because commentators are lazy. He had 600 subs before the game comes out. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm at, for reference, I'm at 250 subs currently, right? 250 or so. So he was saying he was at around 700 before the game came out, or 600 before the game came out. That sounds about right. Yeah, he streams a lot. He streamed a lot before the game came out. I'm not surprised by how much he blew up. That's besides the point. The point is that fighting game streams are usually, not that great in terms of interesting content flowing in. It could be better in that we could have better ranked streams or tutorials or, analysis or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's other things that could be done that would be more interesting than the current way ranked streams are done. Smug is good because he's an entertainer. It's not necessarily because ranked streams are, Smug's personality is just huge, right? He's just humongous personality. He's very entertaining to watch. Yeah, a lot of people have been asking about what other kinds of stuff I'm doing besides just regular match analysis streams and everything. I think the issue with, to be honest, I've been thinking about my content lately. I think I've done too much match analysis because eventually the match analysis will burn me out and make me go crazy. We need to do more tutorial content. We need to do different, more interesting content on the channel that's not only match analysis. Match analysis needs to be on there. The podcast is going to be one of the things. The other thing is where I'm going to do a show. It's a show that I used to do with Tasty Steve. It's going to come back since everybody wants it to come back. Although Steve might not always be available. El Recipio. Close. Not quite it. So we'll do those two things in probably starting in March sometime. Probably March to April is when those things will come back. I have to sit down and figure that out. Do you think I'll burn myself out making too much content? No. Mostly because it's usually made on the stream. And the second thing is, my plan is to travel a little less for tournaments this year and focus a little bit more on doing stuff like the podcast, doing stuff like El Recipio, doing stuff like streaming for you guys, doing maybe a few more restreams instead of traveling this year, so I'm not as tired from globetrotting. Instead of traveling 120,000 miles like I did last year, maybe traveling 100,000 miles. How much for you to be my coach? Make the call. Call Shaquille O'Neal. I've had coaching offers too. I think Tempo needs a new coach. Nope. Don't forget about even Mick died after coaching Rocky. Is that my face? Is that my fate? Oh no. You wanted to be a football coach, but you didn't like football? What? I was a wrestling coach, but I love wrestling. I was watching the freestyle. Not the freestyle. I was watching the championships that took place in Italy recently. There was a really interesting match that I was watching on there. But I mostly coach folk style wrestling, not freestyle or Greco. Wrestling guaranteed superior discipline. I think so. Wrestling distilled me with a work ethic that is the one thing that they teach you in wrestling, the mentality usually that you learn as a wrestler. I find that this is consistent with most of the people I meet who were wrestlers and are now doing something else. Wrestling is one of those things that teaches you discipline to another level. The one thing that they really drill into you as a wrestler is that you are it's not a team sport. So the only way you can get better is by improving yourself. So that's for me. The thing about wrestling, self-motivation and work ethic are two things that I picked up in spades because you don't have anybody else to rely on. It's not like a team sport or anything like that. It's really just about yourself. You focus on improving yourself. And there's just so many different things about wrestling. Is like a fighting game where you have to learn new moves and techniques and improve them and drill them and practice them to get better at it, right? You're like, yeah, I'm good at shooting double legs. I'm good at playing footsies, but I suck at doing outside singles, throwing fireballs. So I'm just going to throw fireballs until I'm good at it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it until I'm good at it. I'm going to lose a lot, but who cares if I lose a lot online or when I'm practicing? Like, you just have to do it until you're good at it and comfortable enough with it that it's an option that you have. That's how like building skills works. Sometimes there are skills that you just recognize are your weakness, but you can play around them. That's one thing that's important to recognize too, is that sometimes there are skills that you're bad at that you're like, you know what, I'm just not going to improve this. My other skills are so important and so like defined that I don't need this skill to win. It's not a part of the skill set that I need. Anyway, the moral of the story is, you have to put in a lot of time and effort before you get it good at anything. So when people ask me how I got good at speaking, it's because I just grinded a lot. I did content on YouTube about fighting games from I think I first started making videos and putting them on the internet, commentating, in 2010. I didn't do that much commentary or anything until probably about 2011 or 2012 when I started making tutorial videos. Then in 2013, 14, and 15, I just kept making videos in my free time when I was like working, going to school or whatever. And then 2015, I made all the Mortal Kombat stuff. That grew my channel a lot. 2016, and I was doing commentary in 2015 a lot. 2016 is when we started doing lots of commentary. And I had never really done Street Fighter commentary before 2015. I was doing a little bit of Street Fighter 4. And in 2016, I did a lot of Street Fighter 5. And then I did EVO Finals that year. So I went from someone who was not known for Street Fighter commentary to doing EVO Finals the game came out in February, and EVO was in July. So 4 or 5 months.